Over the past few weeks, BARDA reviewed 22 mRNA vaccine development investments and began canceling them.
Never have I seen a more dangerous approach to responding to our vulnerability to infectious diseases.
HHS has determined that mRNA technology poses more risks than benefits for these respiratory viruses.
It sends a chilling message through the industry and through scientific establishment in general.
COVID vaccine mandates and a lack of transparency by public health experts produced many unintended effects. But one that continues to gain momentum is a political turn against mRNA technology that could damage US innovation and pandemic preparedness. But before digging in, a brief refresher on messenger ribonucleic acid.
mRNA is actually a really ubiquitous compound in our bodies all the time. And really what it is, it's the blueprint that the nucleus, the information center in all of our cells, sends out into the cell to make new proteins.
So every time that a cell wants to make a new protein, as Mr. Ferrari puts it, which is what all cells have to do all of the time in order to carry out functions, it needs to read this blueprint. And crucially, every protein has a different mRNA blueprint.
An mRNA vaccine is a vaccine that carries a little blueprint just for making one protein that is a component of a virus or a bacterium even.
In contrast, we're all familiar with vaccines where we have to inject a little of the virus into our own systems, hopefully not enough to cause problems, but enough that our bodies learn how to react to the different viruses.
Instead of doing that, what we now do is we put the blueprint. We send the blueprint into your body. The blueprint is taken into some of your cells. Your cells manufacture that protein or component of the virus. And only that one tiny piece then is what your body reacts to and generates antibodies to.
Yes, it's true that the Biden administration oversold the ability of the COVID vaccines to provide long-lasting protection against infection.
I really believe this is why God gave us two arms, one for the flu shot and the other one for the COVID shot.
But real-world evidence did show that they provided strong and relatively durable protection against severe illness. Now to Mr. Kennedy's main issue.
Most of these shots are for flu or COVID, but as the pandemic showed us, mRNA vaccines don't perform well against viruses that infect the upper respiratory tract.
It's an assertion that simply doesn't make sense. No vaccine platform provided long-lasting protection against infection, not just mRNA vaccines. And that's because COVID replicates rapidly in the upper respiratory tract, which makes it difficult for existing vaccines to prevent infections, regardless of whether the virus mutates. But to reiterate, they did provide protection against severe illness. Mr. Kennedy now wants to revert to using decades-old inactivated whole virus vaccines, which China used during the pandemic. But China's vaccines were less effective than the mRNA shots.
It's not a question of if bird flu will become a pandemic, it's a question of when. Maybe it's not this year, maybe it's not 5 years from now, maybe it's 10 years from now. But we have to be prepared. We have to have technologies in place. And that doesn't mean that everything should be mRNA, that we should only invest into mRNA for the development of vaccines against bird flu. We should be looking at all modalities.
A really critical component of mRNA vaccines is that they're enormously fast to manufacture. And if we see a brand new virus that we've never seen before, right, we can analyze its DNA or RNA and create the corresponding RNA vaccine way faster and way quicker than we've ever been able to do. And we showed that in 2020 in response to the COVID pandemic.
Writing in the Washington Post, August 12th, National Institutes of Health Director Jay Bhattacharya said he doesn't believe that the mRNA shots have caused mass harm, but that the government is moving away from them because the technology has failed to earn the public's trust. An issue he was vocal about throughout the COVID pandemic.
Essentially, the federal government decided that it knew better than outside scientists what the science about COVID was. And because it wanted to make sure that everyone got the vaccine, they essentially forced social media companies to censor posts.
We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook.
Even true things like, if you had COVID and recovered, that actually gives you pretty good immunity.
So how does Mr. Kennedy saying mRNA poses more risks than benefits restore public trust? Surely blackballing mRNA will simply increase skepticism of a technology that has real potential.
The use of mRNA in vaccinations and in treatment of cancer and rare genetic disorders is something that this collection of thousands of the world's experts believes strongly in.
The Moderna vaccine has officially entered phase 3 already.
And we really do appreciate the leadership of the president during his first administration to show that this technology was something that the world really needed to see.
So while it was the Trump administration's Operation Warp Speed that demonstrated America's ingenuity with mRNA technology, it's Team Trump's health secretary that's now throwing it all away, all the while admitting that it has shown positive results on other conditions.
For some illnesses, mRNA vaccines may be very useful, and and that would include cancers.
And the truth is that there are other countries around the world, including China, as well as Europe and Asia in general, that are not throwing away their investment into mRNA research and mRNA vaccine development. In fact, they're doubling down. And if we don't reverse these decisions soon, then we'll be watching other countries achieve innovation in this space, have life-saving medicines that we simply don't have access to.